what do you want to do next, Stevie? I'll let you pick whichever one you want out of the three.
Well, I was thinking that you and I swapped road trip movies.
You want to do Tu Wong Fu? Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. Right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Like,
Let's do
I,
it.
I brought that one up because Wesley Snipes was in Major League. I wasn't thinking about Rat Race and how it's a road movie.
Yeah, and I guess this
So
is technically still a road
when I
trip
put it
movie.
together, I was like, yeah,
Yeah. This movie, I'm only gonna write Tu Wong Fu because the title is too long. Uh,
it
I
is.
hope that's okay. But what I
It's
was,
standard. It's very much gay culture to be so fucking extra that nobody wants to say the full title.
yeah, that's like my main note is that the title is too long, and but I actually quite liked the movie like quite a lot. I
Oh,
thought
good.
I thought it was
I'm
pretty
glad.
good. Yeah, it was like pretty well written actually. Like the plot was good, and I actually even cried a little bit at the end. I'm not gonna lie, it was really sweet at the end. But like tears of happiness, that not sadness. It was that kind of thing.
Okay,
But anyway, Tu Wong Fu I wrote on here, and the
there you
whole
go.
title again is Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. It's a little bit of a mouthful, but I think if you just say Tu Wong Fu, people will know what you mean.
Yeah.
Uh, so finally a 9, OMG. Well then, the highest rating that I've done here is Pootie Tang, which is 10. And then other than that, it's hard to get it. Although I did give Sonic the Hedgehog a 9 out of 10, and people got mad at me at that for that. But I stand by it. I stand by it. I liked it. I've still only seen it that one time, and like I did that review relatively close after seeing the film, so I was still like hyped up about it because it exceeded my expectations. I thought it was gonna be really bad,
It was fresh.
and I genuinely enjoyed it. Anyway, we're not talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. We're talking about Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. So let's this is one of your favorite movies. You want to talk about the basic premise and stuff?
It's been a while since I've seen it,
Oh,
but
okay. I can do
to
it if you want.
summarize, I would say these three drag queens travel across country to get to a pageant, but their car breaks down along the way, and they get to learn about the charm of small town life and even touch some lives in the process.
Absolutely, that's a good point. Cause what I was gonna say before is that you said it was a road trip movie, and I guess it is technically, but it's definitely more of like a big city and small town like meets each other sort of story to me anyway.
This very closely follows Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, or rather,
Okay.
because gay movies have the longest ass titles, it's The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert,
Yeah, I didn't
which
really know that
is
that was a
an
thing.
Australian movie where these three drag queens travel across the country to get to get to a gig, and they have trouble along the way. So this
So,
was an American response to that movie.
oh, okay, and I've heard the name of that movie. You've said Priscilla, Queen of the Night. Did I say
It's
that?
really good.
Yeah.
Agent Smith from The Matrix is one of the queens.
Interesting. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
and I didn't know that that was a thing with gay movies having longer titles. I didn't know that was like a known thing.
we like a spectacle.
Fair enough. It's just a big mouthful, but yeah, like I said, just say Tu Wong Fu. It's a pretty small note, really. Because I like the movie still. School of Rock
Yeah.
is a 10, question mark.
No, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, yeah, no, Sonic the Hedgehog was a 9. I wouldn't give it a 10. That's too. Only
Oh,
Pootie Tang and It's a Wonderful Life. Those are my two for real favorite movies. We don't talk about It's a Wonderful Life as much, but that I really do love it too. But School of Rock it's not. I wouldn't give it a 10. No, I'd give it like. I'd have to see it again. I have seen it a few times, but I'd probably give it like
uh,
an 8 probably. It's solid, but
probably. From what I can remember, I really love the bit where Jack Black is telling the little fat black girl all about Aretha Franklin, right?
Yeah,
And he's all like, she's the best singer ever. Everyone wants to be her friend.
it's true.
You know, he
Sort of,
builds her up.
it's sort of
It's great.
empowering, yeah, for sure. That movie's cute, and I always liked it as a kid, and I feel like watching it made me want to like get into music, and I started drumming, like after that movie, I
There you
think.
go.
Yeah. But
All right,
so
think
it's
about
good.
this one.
Yeah, we're not talking about that movie. So it starts off with Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, John Leguizamo, and a bunch of other drag queens all in a drag queen competition. And this is
It's
one
a
problem.
pageant, honey.
I'm sorry. I thought they said competition at one point. Sorry.
Well, it is a competition, but officially
Okay,
pageant.
pageant. Sorry. But it's what was I gonna say? Patrick Swayze and Wesley Snipes ends up winning this pageant. And one problem that I have with it, pretty minor, but they don't show like wouldn't there be some sort of like an event or something, like they just show like sort of the intro out of like is like the innards of the pageant, like I would have want to see some, they just sort of show like the beginning and the end kind of thing. I would have liked to see like
Right.
why they got picked, you know. But
Oh, you can tell that they're old pros, right? They've been around for
okay,
a while.
well, that makes enough sense. But yeah,
They're polished.
I just would like to see some of
Whereas
their
the other
performance.
guy's character is a noob, right? And they all discuss how
right.
that works.
Right, and yeah, John Leguizamo is, or Chi Chi is his character's name, and she's crying, and so in the corner because she lost, and Patrick Swayze and Wesley Snipes. Well, Wesley Snipes doesn't give a shit, but Patrick Swayze feels bad for for Chi Chi, so they take her
Yeah,
with
got
them.
that savior complex a little bit.
Yo, oh for sure, absolutely she does, and so they take her with them, and there's some scenes in between, but I'll talk about the scene where they're buying a car, because it's I really this is probably the biggest laugh I got in the whole thing, and I laughed a fair bit throughout, but this is probably my favorite scene, when they were buying the car, and they see this beautiful Cadillac, right? It's this beautiful like 50s Cadillac. And so they obviously want that because it's sort of like that's the fabulous image that they associate with, I feel, and they want that. But
they need to look like royalty.
And this makes used car salesmen look good, and that rarely happens in movies. Because he's like, I implore you to reconsider. Please buy the Toyota Corolla instead. And I laughed so hard at that part because I of course own a Toyota Corolla. And I know that they're like known as the reliable car, so that made me laugh really hard. What? What's that?
Thanks for sharing that. That's great. That's gonna make it funnier for me.
Oh yeah.
You don't need the Liberace fucking Rolls Royce. You need the Dougmobile.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Toyota. Because I was like sort of on his side. I was like, yeah, they should get the more reliable car. That's how I sort of think. But I also get where they're coming from, and of course they're gonna get the fancy looking Cadillac because it's so pretty,
or else we wouldn't get this story.
And then of course it leads to the plot. The car breaks down, and I sort of figured that was gonna play into it somehow, and of course it did, and that's why they end up in a small town. And so let's talk about some of the small town stuff. So they're in, because that's a huge portion of the movie, and there's lots of different characters in this, but let's talk about a big part. There's only like two, I would say, villains in this movie. There's the cop that we think that Patrick Swayze and the other girls kill, but they do not kill. And that's another mild problem. Let's talk about that scene real quick. That's a mild problem I have with it, because right away I was like, okay, well, how could he be dead? Because they like, all that Patrick Swayze did was like push him down. I feel it felt crazy to me that he was dead, and of course he's not dead, but they were like it was still crazy to me.
I can't recall. Did anyone check for a pulse?
I think so. I think John Leguizamo may have, and I could be completely wrong with this, but that's how I'm remembering it. But and another thing is the shoe. They were like sort of frantic running around, and they didn't, and like there was a lot of time spent at the scene, but they didn't take the time to be like, oh, I have my shoe is not on my foot. Maybe I should grab my shoe. Like I get that the it's crazy sort of you're going frantic. You think you killed someone, so maybe your brain's all over the place. But still, I don't know.
Plus, you're playing into
yeah.
gay stereotypes at the time of they're gonna be melodramatic at every opportunity. You know, they're stranded at night in what they're assuming is West Virginia, I think.
Yeah.
Like, they're scared. 3 gay guys out in the country, one of them is black, another one's Latino, like, that's scary.
And the cop is...
In 95, that's scary.
And the cop is clearly, like, super racist and homophobic. And that is, like, he's, like, the main villain for a good reason. And I feel like this was a pretty progressive movie for 1995. And it was, like, I really liked the message. It was really good at the end. Because, like, and maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like it's mildly unrealistic that this... And don't get me wrong, I love that it's like this, but maybe mildly unrealistic that this small town in the South is so accepting of these drag queens. But but I love it. You know, for the movie, it certainly works, I think.
The intent behind all of that is pure.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it doesn't bother me that much, but I wanted to mention that at least. That I don't know if the South is truly that accepting in real life. But, you know, maybe there is a small town, like one small town.
It is a little bit of a fairy tale.
Yeah, that's true. And I think, no, that's right. That's exactly right. No one else is saying anything in the chat. Am I frozen? No, we're good. Okay. Moving on.
No one likes this movie.
No one likes this movie?
Just you.
Really? I really liked it. I was surprised that I'd never heard of it. I thought it was really well written.
Yeah.
For the most part, like the jokes were funny. All the characters, like you said, Patrick Swayze has, what did you say, kind of complex, I forget, but no, spot on. Savior complex. I'm always like trying to help people and stuff. Wesley.
Okay, but she is representing the house mom, the drag mom, the one who trains up the young ones, the runaways.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. No,
so there's reasons for that.
Oh yeah, that makes sense, and I liked it. I think it works. And Wesley Snipes is sort of no nonsense, like been around the block, don't fuck with me kind of is how I feel, the character I get.
Her friendship with the old white lady, I fucking love.
Oh yeah, absolutely, it's very cute. At the end when she gives Wesley Snipes...
Be right back real quick.
What's that? Oh, be right back. But yeah, there's a part where Wesley Snipes gives this old lady gives Wesley Snipes a picture of Robert Mitchum, because they're going to Hollywood. That's the whole point of this road trip. So she says, give this picture to Robert Mitchum. Soap Dirty, what's up? What's up going on? Hello. We talking about Mother Lovin', Wong Foo. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. I don't know if you've seen this film, but if you're unfamiliar with it, it is a movie starring Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, John Leguizamo in drag and in a small town in the southern states. And hijinks ensue very loosely, but we're gonna keep yo Jazan Man, hello, welcome. Stevie, you're back.
Alright, I'll do my thing. I'm doing my duty, don't worry.
Oh, do you do your thing? I believe you. We had Wong Foo. Let's look this up on Wikipedia, because I feel like it could tell me.
I tried to say the friendship with Snipes and the old lady. That is, sending the message. You just need to find the common ground with your enemy.
Yeah, it's cute. And I talked about the Robert Mitchum photo a little bit. Wong Foo, it knew it. Nice. Okay. I want to see if it has... Oh, it only has box office return. It doesn't show me a budget, but if it had a budget less than 47.8 million, it would have made money because the box office return was 47.8 million. But I don't know what the budget was, so I'm not sure.
Oh well. Maybe there's a reason you can't find that information.
Yeah, some movies it's harder to find. IMDb used to
I'm saying there might be a reason you've never heard of this one too.
because it didn't do that well maybe in the box office.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Oh, Stevie Blunder. you redeemed a hoop.
I sure did.
Okay, I see it.
Just reading from mine.
Okay. Well, let's just keep talking and we'll unpack in a hoop.
Yeah.
So, what else to say about this movie? Oh yeah, I remember the other thing that I wanted to say, because we talked about the dickhead cop. The other villain is the husband of
Doesn't like spices in the sauce.
Oh, and it's pretty funny because it's so stupid. And you're like, this guy's such an asshole, obviously. Yeah, he's the husband of this wife who she's bonding with Patrick Swayze's character, and they become good friends by the end. And it's really sweet. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
The Queens are staying in this house
Yeah.
while their car is being repaired by this man.
Yeah, and I was
you need to be cautious.
I was gonna get to he's fixing their car part, and that's why they have to stay in the town. Yeah.
Sorry. No,
it's okay. No, I'm glad you mentioned it. That's good. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so he beats his wife, and obviously he's a fucking dickhead, and that's what he's one of the main villains, is what I'm trying to say, and that is another mild thing that I don't like about this movie, but it's pretty mild. With him and her, like, it's leading up to, you hope that, like, at the end she's gonna be like, fuck you, you dickhead, get the fuck out of here, you suck, or something like that. But it just sort of, they just sort of look at each other, and, like, I guess the idea is that, like, he knows it's done. But I would have liked to hear something like a fuck you, or a I want a divorce, or something. But,
I'm gay.
Yeah, or
need that pussy.
I wanna, or whatever. Anything. Yeah, that would have been better. So I would have, that's a minor note. I would have liked a little more to telling off of that guy, because they told off the sheriff, I think, decently enough.
I love that this is your complaint. I wish they told off the man a little harder.
Okay. Well, no, but seriously, just because I feel like he got off sort of a little free. He just sort of gets to walk away. I don't know. I feel like he should go to jail or something.
You know about, like, small town surveillance systems, right? All the women at the church, they report on their neighbors to each other because they know that these two teenagers have been sneaking around, and it's protecting the community to do that kind of gossip, right?
True. I guess,
so now that the whole town has witnessed the showdown, right? The whole town is going to keep them in line.
No, I get that's okay. So that's what you're saying, that the town will keep him in line. I guess I get that, but yeah, I still would have liked it to be more vocal, I guess. But yeah, it's a very minor note, but that's how I feel about that one very small, very short scene. No, I'm gonna take the hoot real quick.
Very valid complaint. Let's tell off the man some more.
Yeah, you heard me.
Yeah. Smoke weed every day, whip it up, yeah. Do a bong rip, hoop hoop. Smoke weed every day like you're Douglas, Dr. Booty Quiver, movie critic, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
And SpaghettiOs all up in your nose.
Spaghetti.
Tickle in your toes, I'm hugging little bros.
What?
SpaghettiOs!
Daddy-o,
SpaghettiOs, what?
Stevie yo, spaghetti yo. That's right, gonna eat 2 potatoes. Put it on your toes, that's how it goes. Put them into rows and you watch them grow. Okay, that was a
Yeah.
little pre-rap before the rap session later. Whoa, we have 10 viewers.
All together sometime. Hi,
Ten-
10 viewers. Gotta warm up for Thug versus Drug.
Thug vs. Jug. Seriously, Vinny, are you still here? Does that man? You know Thug Shells. Hook it up. Let's get this rap battle going. Yeah, I think it'll be funny.
June.
Cause like honestly, even if I lose, I win for the publicity, baby. Let's go. Let's do it. I'm in it. I'm
Yes.
down. Anyway, to Wong Foo and with respect. I think we can do it with respect, even though it's a battle. Let's
Of
keep.
course.
Yeah, exactly. Dignity, respect. That's what we about here.
Friendly sparring.
Love, chicken. These are the words we live by. Well,
Collaboration all across the nation.
oh yeah, I'm supposed to work on that. Don't you
Out
forget
in the
it.
sand.
Don't you forget it, Dazam man.
Get
You
on
my
it,
homie,
Dazzy.
baby.
Do it for Edmonton. Yeah, that's just a myth, Doug.
Okay, what else do you want to talk about with this movie?
Oh, a very famous drag queen shows up. And she's wearing a very interesting gown.
Oh, RuPaul? Are you talking about RuPaul?
Yeah.
Yes, I recognized RuPaul and I was like, RuPaul is in this movie for a little bit. And that made sense. And RuPaul was the returning champion drag queen, sort of passing the torch to the other drag queens. Am I saying this correct? Is that okay? Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. RuPaul, I recognize.
That's what her TV show has been for the past 2 decades or whatever.
Yeah, how long are you talking about the drag race?
Yeah, I think we're on season 13
Wow,
right away.
that's incredible. You gotta hand it to RuPaul.
I've lost track. I just
pretty
barely
awesome.
finished on All Stars 6 because they've got their side hustle, right?
Right. Wait, what side hustle?
Oh, if you don't win Drag Race, you can be on Drag Race All Stars.
Oh,
And there's 6 seasons of that.
Right. Okay, now I see what you're saying. Okay, but yeah, moving
Yeah,
on.
so they keep us busy.
Oh, I bet.
Tell us about her gown, though. What was she wearing?
Was it white?
It was a Confederate flag, all sequined
Okay,
up.
okay, you're right. I forgot, but yeah, you're right. Sorry. I kind of forgot about that.
Oh,
But yeah.
also her name was Rachel Tension.
Oh, I didn't even catch on to that. But yeah, the names are often funny, and that one's funny. I like it.
I like how she was like their guardian angel almost while they were being fabulous in the South.
Well, I thought like Julie Newmar.
Oh yeah, that's their adopted matriarch or whatever, their saint that's traveling with them.
I see. Yeah, because we should talk about that because that's the namesake of the film. Well, it's called that. So they're in a
Yeah,
Chinese.
and Robin Williams.
Oh yeah, we didn't. I forgot that he was in this movie because he's only in it for a little bit. But yeah, I was really cool when he came on. I was like, holy, what? Really? It's always a delight to see Robin Williams in anything, and he's cute in this. I think, I liked it. He's sort of
I
like
love him. What's his name?
I forget, but he's flirting with John Leguizamo, and
Oh my god.
I really like it. We'll just call him Robin Williams, because let's be real, that's what he is.
No.
I forget his name.
Is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Was that
and
actually
then
his
Nancy
name, though? I thought that was
Wilson.
just a joke, because they were all saying that. I thought the joke was that he doesn't want to give his real name, so he just says that.
Well, that could be the joke, but that is another glimpse into gay culture. That's why, my Facebook name is Man, right?
You could, because the changing the name, right. I see. It's all making sense.
Right.
Hello, people coming in, by the way. Hello.
When you are a gay nightclub entertainer, you don't want people looking you up in the phone book.
Oh yeah, that's fair. So you say John Jacob or whatever,
right?
or Stevie
You
Blunder
take
or
a
whatever.
porn name for your own safety.
I get you. It makes enough sense to
If you're
me.
gonna pick a new name, why not make a memorable one, right?
Thanks for the memories. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's what I was. Okay, moving on to the Julie Newmar part of it, because
Yes.
I have another
Robin Williams.
I have another. Well, he's. I don't have anything else to say about that scene other than he's good. so, but
Oh yeah,
but
excellent cameo or
yeah,
whatever.
he's great. I wanted to talk about the Julie Newmar, like the picture on the wall. Because
Yeah.
they find that's what the namesake of the movie. I don't even know who Julie Newmar is. I'm assuming she's an actor. I'm sorry, I
She's
don't.
Catwoman.
I'm so she okay yeah, because they do even say that she was one of the Catwomen. So I'm assuming that she was on like the '60s show. One right?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I know who Eartha Kitt is, but I don't. I didn't know Julie Newmar. I'm sorry. But I should. Now I will for sure. Now I won't forget it.
Forever.
But she's on the wall in this Chinese restaurant, and I have a question about this scene because they say it
Okay.
says on the wall on the photo to Wong Foo. It says the name of the movie, to Wong Foo. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. And then they ask, who is Wong Foo? And I'm like, but they're like, wouldn't it be the guy who owns the restaurant? Clearly, like, wouldn't like. I remember them asking that at one point, and I was confused by that.
Could be a previous owner, could be previous her server.
And they were like,
You know,
"How would we?"
someone who lived there.
But they were like, "I don't have
Maybe
no
just
idea."
something that someone found at the thrift store and they're like, okay, we don't know who Wong Fu is,
Yeah,
which is likely a made up stage name, right?
yeah. Just because the response was weird to me, because it was like, "I don't know," and I felt like a realistic response would have been more like, "Oh, well, it's probably the guy who owns this restaurant or something like that." But maybe I'm looking too deep into it. Uh,
Um, Antiquing is a popular hobby for drag queen types, right?
right.
Thrifting, going to find what you can find in other people's garbage.
And so they just took
And
the
making it
picture off
fabulous.
the wall, and that's a part of the movie. They have that as how do you put it? It's like their guide or whatever. They bring the photo along with
Yeah,
them. And it's this picture of Julie
like a good
Newmar.
luck charm.
Yeah, and they say Julie Newmar is statuesque, and I like. And again,
Yeah.
this is another note on it being well written, because they have that connect to the end. They mentioned that at the end
Yes.
too, and I like that. Um, but yeah, this movie's good. And what else was I gonna say? I think
And
that's
I
it.
think maybe because you just watched this recently, is it not Julie Newmar crowning the winner at the end, the
Yeah, no,
very end?
you're right. It is her at the end, and they say the only reason I know is because they say it's Julie Newmar, and I was like, okay, cool. And I did
Yeah.
like, because I was almost angry when I thought that they were just gonna cut it and not show any of them going to Hollywood at all. But they showed a little bit, so I was satisfied of them at Hollywood at the end, and they showed Julie Newmar. So that was good. But yeah, so mild notes with this movie for me, but for the most part,
Yes,
I
I'm
would
gonna hear
say.
your complaints besides they didn't shit on the man enough.
Yeah, fair enough. To each their own, but I stand by that.
Oh, absolutely
Yeah,
valid.
I like so. Yeah, I like this movie. I'm ready to rate it if you are, Stevie. If you
Oh, I
want
want your notes.
my notes on what,
Complaints. I interrupted you.
I think I was done.
You were gonna say, okay, maybe get back to the dead cop.
Oh, nah. That was one of my notes, but I already said that. You want me to say that again? I didn't like how they just pushed him over, and it seemed like that he was still alive to me. Obviously, that was my
Right,
main.
doesn't he come back
Oh yeah,
though?
oh yeah. He comes back after that, so he is still alive. But I thought that
Yeah.
they should have realized that he was still alive, as I did.
Yeah, I seem to recall that he's like reporting what happened, and I thought that was an interesting scene with a lot of space since that time happened, right?
Yeah.
Where he's saying, I got beat up by these women, and the other guy
Yeah.
is like laughing at him.
Yeah, and that part's silly to me, or like dumb, because it's just a little bit, because it's like I guess I kind of get it. This is the way these guys they've been making fun of him, I guess, because it's like, oh, it's a woman's shoe, a woman beat you up. But I don't know if
Yeah,
wouldn't they still be worried about his safety a little bit? Like, wouldn't they be like, so that's
it's
that?
the South.
Yeah, so I thought that was stupid, but maybe it's realistic.
It's
I don't know.
wherever they are is probably a stand your ground state, right?
Yeah, so maybe that was realistic, but I was kind of like, kind of weird to me. But yeah, fair.
Yeah, you gotta like keep it lighthearted enough that no one got killed.
Yeah.
Like none of the queens got killed, right? Like, we don't really want the cop to die, but we're okay with it.
Yeah, and honestly, I thought that they were gonna go the route like they killed this police officer because they say that they did at one point, even though they didn't.
Hey,
Uh,
you need to make that movie. Three drag queen fugitives.
yeah, I mean, I've definitely heard of worse concepts for a film that got made. So, so anyway, I'm gonna
Yeah.
read some of the comments. 7.8. Is that what you're giving? Have you seen this movie? Is that what you're giving this movie? 69, dude. All right, nice.
That's much more than 10.
69 out of 10. No, that's not my rating. Okay. I am ready to rate it though if you are, Stevie. You got more to say
Um,
though? If you got more to say, go ahead.
I feel like you really didn't even mention the interactions of the presence of the queens on the small town,
Oh,
and how that came to be.
well so they came into the town um because the Cadillac broke down. And so yeah, there's lots of different interactions with different members of the town. There's the like the sort of younger dudes and they're disrespectful. There's a pretty rapey scene where they're like in the shrubs with John Leguizamo, and it seems like they're
Yeah.
about to like rape John Leguizamo, and then like the handsome nice boy Nick, I think
Yeah.
maybe his name's not
One with the
that,
truck.
but whatever. The nice boy comes and saves John Leguizamo in a truck. Uh, but yeah, the rape that like possibly rapey scene. I was kind of like, where is this gonna go? Like, how far are they gonna take this? I was wondering. I was like,
They
okay,
take it further in Priscilla.
in percent. Oh, I believe you. I maybe we'll do that one day, but one thing at a time. But yeah, no, I like the
Look forward to it.
interactions. The interactions between people were for the most part good, and like you said, let's talk about the stupid husband again a little bit. With the spices thing, it's so funny.
There's a like spices in the sauce.
But on the contrary, it is a little pushing on. Uh, I feel like Patrick Swayze's character is pushing a little bit, just like throwing paprika with not asking first, like just like
Yeah, that's rude.
throwing spices. Like you could be like, hey, why not put some paprika in there? That's polite, but it is kind of
Yeah.
funny that the guy just like I don't like no spices, it's no good. But so yeah, I thought that was funny. But yeah, no, and then
Right, like if you hate spices so much, why do you even have a spice rack, you dick?
yeah, no, that's I wondered that too. That's another thing I wondered as well. 42, the answer of life. A 42 out of 10, 13 out of 10. All these out of 10s that are bigger than 10. But yeah, no, like I said, the town is like really accepting in general, which I commented on before. I commented on the fact I don't know if that's realistic, but that's fine because it's a movie. And
They all come together and become a loving community, sort
yeah,
of modeling after
yeah,
how the homos survive.
they make the town like a better place after being in
Yeah.
the town. Yeah, and it's
They
good. And
have
like I said,
their little uh, day with the girls or whatever, and bonding. Bonding is great.
yeah. No, exactly.
People coming together and sharing experiences and you know, chasing the trash out of their community, you know, the predatory types or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's
Absolutely.
just,
Like the two shitty people apparently in the whole town. Well, and then I
yeah,
guess you could argue that like the rapey seeming boys were kind of dicks too, but they got turned around
right.
by
They
Wesley
were
Snipes.
older teenagers, they were younger adults,
And they
like
got turned into
17 to 20-ish.
yeah, like 20, maybe 19, 18, whatever, something like that. A
Yeah.
bunch of those sort of boys, and they get turned around and get turned into nice gentlemen at the end by Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
It's cute. And I like the scene where Wesley Snipes is pulling on one of the boys' hair or ear or whatever, and being like, "Okay, you fucking apologize to this woman," and stuff like that. And yeah,
Yes.
no, this movie's good, wholesome, cute. Like I said before, I cried a little bit. So, and I'm not ashamed to admit it because it was cute and it was wholesome and it was a good wrap up to a pretty decent film that I had not heard of, and I would recommend it, and I'm ready to rate if you are now.
I've already rated it.
You did? 8
It's not
Stevies.
13.
Ah! 8 Stevies. I was actually going to give it I was also going to give it 8. That's about how I felt about it.
It's solid.
It's solid.
You know, I think it's good enough to own a copy and make you watch it. And Flash Nips. No Bobs.
Nibs?
Come on, Jug.
Only
Chicken
one.
jug.
Maybe we'll get more than one later if you're nice. Alright. If you're good. Okay. Well,
Woo!
that was you gotta stick around to see if that dream comes